Hey everybody, welcome back to New Beginnings in Edgewater. We've got a nice crisp October day here, and as you probably noticed in the intro, we did a little bit of tillage with the big horse. Now, what your eagle eyes have probably noticed is the cash has gone down again. Cash, which I should also mention, Pooch, is over there sniffing something. He's doing good. Cash has gone down. And if you look down in the bottom right corner under precision farming, you'll see no data found. That is because we just struck a bit of a deal here. So typically, if you ask any agronomist what the best time for soil sampling is right before seeding, and the second best time for soil sampling is any other time. Well, it's a good thing we hit that second best timing. So, you see the no data found. We're going to hop in the gator. We're going to run down to... We are going to run down to Clever. We're going to go pick some stuff up. Oops. I had the silly thing in reverse. Now the beautiful thing about an old gator like this is it's got a mechanical governor on it. So what it used to be able to do, you can't see it on this one. The model that we had out at the farm back when I was a kid just had a carburetor sitting right on top. It was an old, I think it was driving Wes. I think it was a Kawasaki V-twin under the box there. And you could grab the governor and you could twist it a little bit while you're driving. You get a little bit extra out of it. Now, unfortunately, you can't do that in farm sim. So 50 is as fast as she'll go. But you know what? That's okay. Because if you see this little post here coming up on the right, that's the thing what costs a lot of money if you're going more than 50. And we got away with it. And speaking of which, the co-op is supposed to have somebody coming out, I think this week, to come take a look at that speed camera. So either they're going to take it down or they're going to figure something else out for it. Oh, depth perception is kind of hard. There is the brand new soil sampler. That is going to help us fix that no soil data error that comes up with precision farming, and hopefully next year we can turn a real profit with it. So, let's get this back, let's get into the field, and let's start punching holes in the ground. Alright, so for this to work, typically in real life you do around a 5-acre sample. If we look at map here. This piece here is about 10 acres. This piece here is about 8 acres. So realistically, in real life, you'd probably only take 3 samples out of this field, maybe 2 out of this field, and that would be plenty representative enough to at least get a baseline. I mean, obviously, you could go every acre and you could get a very detailed map, whether you base it on like a grid platform. If you think like laying Battleship over top of it, you'd have A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3 kind of thing, and you just sample that way. Or You could sample by features would be the other way, and that's generally considered to be a little bit more accurate because the crest of a hill will be a different different moisture content. You'll have different soil horizons in there, and you'll obviously have different nutrient levels, both macro and micro, from the top of a hill down to a wet spot or next to a wet spot in a field. For this, we do have. If I go in here, my equipment here. We go in here. You can see it's part of the range extension mod. There's a lot of things with Farm Sim that I don't like and I don't really agree with. One of those things, obviously, being the soil sampling techniques that are used here. Realistically, you could just walk out with a spade and a bucket. You can get your soil samples, send those off to a lab, and have a pretty good idea. Obviously, a system like this, it's going to core. You're going to get your typically your 0 to 6 inch, your 6 to 12 inch, and then your 12 to 24 inch samples out of that, and it's going to divvy them up. You're going to be able to send those into the lab and get a much better detailed look. But like I say, for sake of game, we're going to use this. It is the range extension mod. I did play around a little bit early on with the differences in packs here. Back to the actual kit here. I think there's what, 4 or 5? There's 4 different variants here. So you've got the original, which is part of the Precision Farming DLC, and then you've got the medium, which I'm not sure what the 32.5 works out to be. I couldn't quite figure that one out because it's definitely not 32.5 acres. But we ended up with the large here, the 65, because that's the closest I could find to about 5 acres. So I'll be using that one to sample, just so I don't have to run around. Sorry, I just hit the mic. Just so I don't have to run around the map and take 100 samples for 2 tiny fields. That's incredibly unrealistic. We ended up with one of these. That's what's on the back, and that's what we're going to unfold here. We'll get this rocking and rolling. You can see on the map there down on the bottom left just how much soil area this is covering, so we're going to do our best. We need to go into the field a little further here. We're going to do our best to cover absolutely everything possible with these samples. So you know what? See if we can even maybe cover in some of our grassland too. See if we can be sneaky with that. There we go. Won't have anything but the tiniest little field margin popping out behind us. I think that is as much as we're going to cover. So we'll hit B. We'll get this thing going. You can hear it doing its thing. And there. You can see everything went brown underneath it on the map. We'll go forward. Go up to our next stop here. Here's gonna cover us. Obviously we're gonna need some overlap here just to avoid missed spots. So we'll drop her back down. Hit the punch button. There we go. On to the next one. See, this doesn't take very long. Especially when you're doing it, in a little bit more of a realistic scenario. Because I think if I was out here doing this myself, I'd probably take 2 or 3 samples out of this field kind of near the middle, because it's quite a narrow field. You're not going to get a lot of soil deviation from the east side to the west side, north to south, because it is quite long. You're probably going to see some variation, but I don't think it's going to be quite enough to really matter. Okay, so that is the small field. I'm gonna have to move my pedals on the floor here. I keep immediately going to brake pedal. All right, that's. All right, we did pick it up, right? Yeah, it's up. Not gonna smash the probe on the driveway here as we're turning the corner. Boy, would that be embarrassing, eh? Have this thing for all of like 20 minutes, and smash it on the first day. That's something that's exactly clumsy enough. All right, so I've waffled on a fair bit here so far. We are going to punch our first sample out of this field right here. And I think we'll do a bit of a time lapse here, or maybe a boop. I guess you guys will find out. I gotta wait till I edit it. So, see you when I'm done. Alright, and welcome back. So this little field here ended up being exactly what I would have done in real life. This thing picked up, folded away. For a little section like this, I mean, I'd probably walk around with a hand probe and test a few spots with that, but just one sample out of this field would be plenty. Which, by the way, this field is at stage 3 out of 3. It is October. This is South Saskatchewan, so there's a ton of snow. I mean, you guys remember earlier in the series just how much snow we get here. It's kind of a gamble. I don't know if I want to cut it and risk the yield loss from that. I mean, I only got an extra. I got 19 bales instead of 14, I think. Oh, I'm having a hard time with that, but yeah, I don't know if it's worth it. You know what? Pretty sure I can lift this thing. Just pick it up. Right. Grab it, yeah. I'll just put this in the back here. This is a once every 3 year kind of tool. Sit nicely. This attachment here, I picked that up for 800 change, so not overly. You know what? I'll just leave it on. Don't really need the box on this too much. Don't really use the gator a whole lot, honestly. But do love it. Where was I going with this? Oh, right, snow, grass. I don't know if I really want to cut it yet, because I'm risking taking a yield loss if I cut it now versus if I wait till early November for it. But being southern Saskatchewan here, we are at risk of snow any day now pretty well, so I'm gambling between a yield loss if I cut it now or missing an entire harvest if it snows. So I think I'm probably safer to just get it cut and baled now. I think that's what we're gonna do. Should probably also feed Cash. Or Pup probably needs something. Oh, where he went. Ah, he'll find it. He'll find the food. And then over the winter, we do have to think about selling all of our products here. And luckily, if we go to the map here, calendar, best price, December, January for wheat. We do have some straw bales, December, January, and some silage, which is again December, January. So I think December, everything goes. So that'll top up that 37,000 quite nicely. And in the meantime, I'm going to ask Leroy if he wants any of his fields soil sampled. Speaking of which, currently no samples to analyze. Oh, I missed a step on that, didn't I? I had to unload the samples, didn't I? Left them all in the thing. I am using super strength. Realistically, I should be able to manhandle that by myself, though. Alright. Take soil samples. There we go. Send soil samples for analysis. There we go. Oops, I mean to drop it in the up position. That would have broken something. Alright. This. The pick up and the rotate function when you're holding an item is so weird and uncomfortable in this game. It's just unnatural. Okay. Alright. So that is done. Laboratory is analyzing 10 soil samples. Okay, so we're there. They are sent. We're good. You can see I have 100% coverage of all of the property that we're taking care of right now. Horribly tempted. Oh, there we go. Just like that, we got our results back. That was fast. Like, wonder. 7. What does that turn into? That's 64. Oh, that's a good field too. That's got 110, mostly loam. See, now would be the time to pick up fields. It's in the fall. Worth $94,000. Mind you, I'd be paying for it well before I'd be able to work on it. So I'd be paying, what are we here, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. That's like 8 months. 7 or 8 months that I wouldn't be able to touch it. Just going by the crop calendar here. Because yeah, we can't put anything in till April. Huh. What do they want for that? 64. $1,000 a month for us to lease it. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be like $7,000 or $8,000 we're throwing away if we pick it up now. So I'm going to wait till the spring. I think we're going to pick 27 up. We might even look at going into like 12 or maybe. I'd like to keep another field under 7,000 or 7,000. Wow. I'm looking at this. Thinking 700 and thinking I'd like to keep it under 7 or keep it under 1,000 for another field here. Mind you, the larger the field, the more the income. So I know it It balances itself out, but it doesn't balance itself out immediately. So I'm not crazy about fields like this with just a ton of creeks and water through them. Don't mind a little wooded area or something like that that I got to work around, but when it's like divided by a creek, that I'll avoid that if I can. So now that we know what we've got here, let's look at our enviro scores here. Yeah, so it looks like field 25, it's estimating we've got a total earnings of just shy of 8,000. And this will be combined here between the wheat field that we have here and the grass field. It's combined of 4,500. Now, there's no lime or fertilizer, manure, or anything like that that's been put down on them. So that's going to offset, but it is also a yield hit too, right? So if we look at this, nitrogen, it's a 0 score, obviously, because we never put nitrogen on. And this little guy here, oh wow, we made a good amount of money off of that one for being such a tiny field. I guess that makes sense because we've got 2 cuts of bales off of it already. I think I'm gonna push for a 3rd cut here today. I think we're gonna do that. Tillage 5.5, which, you know what, I can see that. Surprised this one's sitting so low. pH value. pH, weed, soil sampling, and tillage. Interesting, it doesn't like the weed control that I've got on there. Because there is none. You know what? That's fine. One thing we are going to do is we are going to lime the fields this year. We're going to get them up. I'm going to run down to the co-op. I'm going to rent one of their big spreaders. To fill it up with lime. Just verify how much lime we're going to need between the two. Perfect, right on top. Lime. 4,000, 10,000, so 14,000. That's absolute minimum required with the field calculator mod. I think memory serves, I believe the hopper holds 19,000, so we'll just buy a hopper. Rent the spreader. Do a little bit of field maintenance. I'll cut the grass afternoon. That all windrowed and baled before the day is over. And see what we can do about getting it all wrapped. Really not loving our wrapping machine. It kind of really sucks. So, you know what? I'm gonna make a detour at Leroy's first. Now we'll go see Leroy. See what he wants about soil sampling. See if we can pick up a couple of bucks off of that. And then also see if maybe we can do a little bit of work for one of his old wrappers. Well, that was fun. I talked with Leroy for a little bit. We ended up on the back patio here for a bit, and you know, farmers, when they get talking, you can lose the day pretty quick. So we ended up losing the day pretty quick here. Did say the standalone one, Scott back here, in regards to the bale of wrappers. We'll take a look at it here. It says we can just take it. He doesn't want it anymore. He doesn't like that they all stick together. I don't have any problem with that, so Rather have individually wrapped bales, and his 2 new balers do just fine. This is what he means by they all stick together. You end up with that line of silage bales, where they all just wrap into one big long line. He's not a fan of that. So, it says we can just take this, and I'm pretty sure the truck will grab that, so. Thanks, Leroy. Huh. I love it. Let's do this. And then as far as the soil sampling is concerned, he's going to think about it, he's going to check his records, and he'll get back to me by the end of the day with which fields he wants done, if any at all. So we'll take that. All hooked up, everything's happy. Now I gotta boogie down to the co-op here. The co-op, who is not exactly my favorite group of people right now with their speed trap, but they've got the equipment that I need. Got the lime. So, we'll just jump cut down to the co-op, and I'll see you there. I can see the big floater over here. I'm gonna take the big number 2 here. $2,400 for the day. Not thrilled about that, but gotta do it. So, that's for $2,400. It is a really nice spreader, though. This is tight. Wheels are tucked in all the way. All right, come on, lime. Okay, interestingly enough, looks like they're not even charging us for the lime, so that must be covered in the price for the day. Okay, 1,920. Skinny Wes. Right, we're good. We're good. We're good. All right. Get this big old wagon home. I got stuff I gotta do. Checking, making sure that automatic application rate is on. We are good. We won't be over applying, we won't be under applying, we'll be giving it just exactly the right amount based off of our soil sampling from earlier. Starting with the field margins here. I don't mind if I miss a couple little spots because it'll just kind of get absorbed anyway. I missed that spot coming around there. Just the pattern that it puts down. It'd be nicer if we had a fertilizer lime spreader with booms, but I'm okay with it just being a spin disc as well. But boom, much better. All right, we're just gonna close off this little pocket here. If I can't catch this little spot here. Yeah. This kind of application isn't really something I can do from the cab because it is so far behind me and everything in this vehicle is a blind spot. And the brakes are pretty tough on this too, because that's a lot of weight to stop. Not sure exactly what 19,200 liters of lime weighs, but I can tell you, it's a lot. And it is nice that it does the auto on, auto off stuff in regards to spray or spreading, so that is quite nice. Let's see if I can remember how to use this. Aha, yep. There we go. Automatically picking up the next line here. You see how far off I was on it too. It's pretty far. I wonder if it's maybe got some overlap set chance. Alt S. Offset increment. Offset is 0. Go with. That was the problem. Yeah, now you can see we've got some serious overlap here because of that. Okay. Well, probably only need 2 passes down the next field anyway, so. Yeah, here's the perfect application. Alright, so we got 2 passes left in this field, 1 pass left in the next field, 2 in the next field, sorry. Doing pretty good, I think. Let's run this one right down the center. Kind of wondering if I should maybe hit this with the cultivator one more time, just to get the lime into the ground. Yeah, and here you can see it's kicking in and out whether or not it actually wants to apply the lime based off of how much is already there. Try and leave enough room here for another pass down the middle, but I think we're gonna get a skip on for a bit. I was kind of hoping we'd have enough to do. Might have to go top this up a little bit. Ran out. Missed it by that much, and that's mostly my fault. All right, I'm gonna run back to the co-op. I'm gonna get oh, I probably want another 5,000 liters, I think. All right, we'll be right back. Oh, hey, would you look at that? True to their word, Co-op definitely did send somebody out to take a look at that speed trap. Well, that makes me feel good. I'm okay with it. And you'll notice in the, oh, if I could find a dark spot for it, there you go. You can see we've got 6,890 liters in the tank box here. So that's gonna hit the last two of our little blind spots in the second field. And hopefully, I haven't tried this on grass, but hopefully it lets us lime the grass as well, so we get a little higher output from that. I think we'll just stay in cab for this. Let's see what this looks like. Kick legs out here. Spread on. Yes, I do. I own this land. There you go. You can see the contents going down there. Back up. Like these two little spots. Those might be too small for it to register. Strip down center here. Yes, yes we can. That is good enough for me. Turn tight here. Let's pull off the side. Can't quite hit both fields at the same time. That's okay. But I know if I can do that field, that I can definitely do this field, which is a little bit wider. So I do a little bit of a dance with this thing. Cutting her close, cutting her close. Look at that, just under 1,000 liters left. Okay. Maybe we can go back, touch up the spot back here. Just for the sake of it. Yep. Let us hit it. Okay. Take a look at this now. Environmental score hasn't improved. Yeah, pH value is still sitting at 11.6. I can't remember if it was better than that or not. Yeah, it's a little bit down here. Your environmental score does not affect the sell prices, but it does affect the bonus, the environmental bonus. Always want to have it above 50. We are struggling a little bit here, especially with this top field. Nitrogen is the problem on that. Not much we can do about that. However, I do need to get this back down to co-op so that I can pick up my new bale wrapper. Oh, actually, if we can't this up a little bit. Use up every last scrap that we have on this. Hit the sideways, will it trick it? No. Sometimes, just with the way Farm Sim registers, sometimes if you can't put a strip of something down because there's not enough of it, sometimes if you hit it completely broadside, it registers as enough. Anyway, I'll just see you guys back at the farm. Okay, made it home. Everything's in one piece. Let's go. Well, there we go. We got 13 bales or something like that off the field today. Wasn't that great, but you know what? It's a gamble. Might not have clear ground tomorrow. So. Now comes the fun part of picking all the bales up, getting them all set somewhere, wrapped, and yeah. That will be the fun part. like a glove. Not liking the placement of that sprayer for this. And now comes the good question of where do I put this? Store my bales while they ferment. I can't really take up any room over there because that's productive ground. Rather not take more of this little forested area than I have to because I kind of like it. It's a little pretty. Maybe I just do them along the field margin here. Yeah, you know what? I think that's probably the smartest answer. Just do them along the field margin. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough grass to make another bale here, so I had to leave that windrow. I think that's probably just going to spoil over the winter. Get the bale wrapper set up here. There's not that many bales, so set it up right here. Pull it forward a little bit more. Pull the truck out of the way, and the rest of this will just be done with the skid steer. Oh, this thing steers so tight. think I remember I could probably grab 2 at once, so we'll try that. Probably spending more time than I'm saving right now. I won't tip up any further, so yeah, that is as tight as it gets. Okay, yeah, we're doing one at a time. This is borderline unmanageable. Yeah, it won't even lift any higher. Alright, what setup do I need to do here? Unfold. Okay. Quite like how this thing is aimed. Oh, this thing is all over the place. None of the controls are right. Okay, good enough. Okay. Back in the skid steer. We have 1 bale. Okay, I'm gonna keep at this for a bit. I'll see you guys in, well, however long it takes. That is the end of silage bales for this harvest. Not bad. This is the first harvest here. What do we got here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 14. Oh, rolling coal out the back of the old skidder here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so we're just one shy of the first harvest, but you know what? I'll take it. It's 13 bales more than we would have had if we let it roll for the next month to get the fourth growth stage and risk snow. So I think that's fine. For a third cut, I think we're okay. Put a little skid steer back. Keep hitting my mouse wheel there. There we go. No, all in all, I think that little skid steer, I think it's definitely earned its keep around here. The gator, I mean, look at how much stuff we have for it now. We've got the standard tip box, we've got 3-point, we've got salt spreader. It's definitely earning its keep around here. The lawn tractor, yeah, I've used it once off camera. I'm not really sold on that. Auger, definitely need that. Vital piece of equipment. Big cultivator, definitely. Or vertical tillage tool. It's cultivator. It's a disc. Wow. That mouse button is sensitive today. Okay. Big horse. Definitely starting to earn its keep. I mean, well, heck, you saw the intro. It's just gorgeous. Combine, I think we're going to find somewhere else for this thing to live. We're going to send it down the road and work towards maybe leasing something made this century. Grain cart, gooseneck. Now this guy. This I have no use for anymore. This was a fantastic, cheap way to get in, but I think we're going to post it up online and see if anybody buys it. Everything else in this shed. Oh, you. Let's see if I can crawl back here. You're gone. You are the biggest pain in my... Well, you can finish that sentence. Alright, so we're going to sell a few things. Got the dog. He's a good boy. Okay. Yeah, we'll sell off a couple pieces of equipment here. Make room for what we currently have. I have no intentions on replacing either of these two things in here. The wrapper, the cultivator, I think they're gone. The harvester, I think it's probably a risky move for me to sell it now, but I have an entire year to find a new one. So I think we're going to part ways with it. Send it down the road too. Make a couple bucks in October at least. And Leroy's gotten back to me. He wants 4 fields done. Scroll out. He wants field number 2, field 37, field 8, and field 13. There's 13. Right here. All right. So I'll get those done. He's going to pay me 10 grand to do that. I think that's fair. He's going to pay for the soil samples. I'm just doing the labor collecting them. So we'll do that. What did we say? 37 and 2? 2, 37, 8, and 13. Yeah, that's what I got written down. So yeah, we'll do those 4. I'll just do them off camera because I mean you already saw the soil sampling here. We'll get that done for him. He'll keep the information. That's for him. A little extra bonus for us. I'm happy with that. And yeah. See you back here. Yeah, we'll see you back here next time. I think I'm going to call it an episode here. Thank you all so much for watching. If you've stuck around to the end, I think all 4 of you probably, make sure you're subscribed and tell your buddies about this series. We're going to keep it going on for, I think, another couple in-game years here. I'm having fun with it. I'm getting a little busy with life here, but I'm having fun with this, so I'll try and keep maybe once a week, I think is what I'll try and stick to. And yeah, episodes will be 45 minutes to an hour from here on in. thanks to your guys' feedback. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.